What's up in War Eagle, everybody? It's your guy, Ike Jones, and we are back in here previewing game one of the season. And back in the seats, sitting right here next to me, is my guy, Scottay, off script TV, talking a little Auburn versus Alabama A&M. Game one. Scotty, how you feeling today?
Man, I feel good, man. I feel better than the A&M fans are gonna feel, but I feel good though. I
Hey,
feel I feel
listen,
real good.
listen. I was telling you before we got on here, man. I went on an A&M podcast. Shout out to From the Hill. Um, and I was just straight up with him. I was like, I don't know that there's an acceptable outcome that doesn't include A&M being destroyed in this game. Like that fans will not be happy with just winning. They need to pummel A&M this weekend in order to
Which is
feel good.
when
And
you're as bad as Auburn, I understand. Like you got to pick on the little kid to feel
see,
like
see, you
you can.
starting,
No,
you
I'm just saying.
starting
Like I
out the
no,
gate.
I know I get it. Like you got to take the little kids.
Okay, hold on. Wait,
Chocolate
wait, wait,
milk.
wait, wait. So did you said when we was gonna go check out the guys that I told you. Did you go take a look at some
I
of the guys?
I did. Okay, that
Okay.
receiver, stupid. Okay,
Okay.
the freshman,
Yeah.
stupid. Yeah, he crazy. Like like y'all got something right. But at the end of the day, it's still the SEC, right? Like, so I'm not saying he's not special because he is, but it might take him, he might take him a while to get up and running. You know what I'm saying? But
All right.
once
So
he gets,
let me ask you this: A&M's not gonna be the team that's gonna shut him down, though, right?
oh yeah, I mean, come on, man. Like
Okay. All
A and
right.
M,
So he.
A&M hadn't had defense since Bill Clinton was in office. No, I'm kidding,
Okay.
but I'm just not. They have. They actually were pretty good back in the early '90s and 2000s. But now, yeah, no, they don't got no defense.
All right. So we should see a good showing from the young freshman receivers. Since we last talked, Malcolm Simmons has emerged. He was one of the other highly touted freshman wide receivers that were in the Auburn recruiting class. So it's going to be interesting to see how it works out for those Bulldogs coming to town. But also, since we last talked, A&M has made the decision. We talked about, we don't know which quarterback is going to be. Actually, Coach Free said the same thing in his weekly presser on Monday. He was like, we don't really know who to scout for because we don't know which quarterback they're going to go with. Subsequent to that, they came out and said they found their guy. His name is, well, they call him Quad.
Yeah, but it's Cornelius Brown the fourth.
Quad. I've heard Trey for the third. This is the first time I didn't. Is that a normal thing for people to call
It's
Quad?
funny. I just had a newborn, so my son is the second, so we call
Mm.
him Deuce, right? So
Deuce,
it's just
yeah,
Deuce third, quiet. Just
yeah.
keep it rolling. Just
That's
keep
what's
it
up.
rolling.
Like that's new for me, and I like it though. I thought
Yeah.
maybe they was calling him Quad because he has like he works out and he had big quads or something. But I was like, nah, that's weird. Um,
Yo, wow. Hey, yo.
but yeah, nah.
Not a nickname you got to say no Diddy every
Yeah,
time. Hey,
exactly,
that's
exactly.
quad right there. No Diddy. No Diddy.
But yeah, nah, Cornelius Brown the fourth is going to be the guy. So what did we know about Quad and what is he gonna bring to this Alabama A&M offense?
He's a FBS transfer from Georgia State. Very explosive kid. I mean, if you watch his tape, he's a Ferrari, and I said this last year, but he got hurt early. But I was talking to the quarterback coach when he sent me the tape and told me who he was getting. I said, yo, this kid's a Ferrari, but if you don't know how to drive it,
Mm,
you could wreck, right?
mm,
So he's a very high risk, high reward type of player. Like
right.
you'll have a play where he'll dodge three people and throw a dot across the field, and then you'll have a throw. You're like, what? Who's there? Like, why? Why?
Mm.
Why? Why would you throw that? Right. So that's how he can go. Is like a lot of high risk, high reward with him. But if you need somebody to go to battle with against a SEC opponent, I go with the Ferrari. And if we crash, we crash. But if it goes well, it could be something really exciting. And you're like, oh wow, this kid is special, right? So that's what you get with Cornelius Brown for this game. You're gonna need every bit of what he can do special wise.
So he's a guy that not to pun your channel too much, but a guy who functions in the off script land, right? Like if it's breaking down, he's gonna be able to improvise well.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's where he does his best work is movement out the pocket. If you're playing NCAA, it would be like a improviser. Like that's what his tag would be if you was recruiting him on NCAA. It would be an improviser. And he still has the ability to throw on the run, still has the ability to throw 40, 50 yards downfield. I'm telling you, the kid is a gunslinger.
Mm.
Like he's the definition of that. So the only thing that is going to me, if I was A&M, is can we block up the Auburn front to give him the time he needs to process and see what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it is going to come down to, as all Power Five and FCS programs come down to, is the trench play, and can we hold our own?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be important to note, for Auburn fans watching this game, how disciplined is the Auburn defense, right? Are you out there, maintaining your rush lane integrity if you're rushing on defensive line? If you're coming in and you're blitzing, right? Are you taking proper angles towards the quarterback? And then how sound are you and your ability to get him and tackle him, get into the ground? That's going to be important. It's going to be a thing that I think will be tested early and often in this game, according to what I'm hearing right now about Quad Brown. Looking forward to seeing this young man go out there and perform. Now, also, last time we talked, and I mean, you've already kind of went down the road of not feeling as if Auburn really offensively would have anything to display in this game. I'm assuming, based upon your earlier statements, that you still feel that way, that Auburn is the pedestrian is a good word for the offense that Auburn is gonna trot out there.
I mean, it's if you're looking to see an offense against A&M, it's like, why are you're a senior and you're picking on an eighth grader? Like, why
Mm,
are we even here? Right? Like, you're
mm,
supposed to, it's like, high school varsity versus Pop Warner. Like, okay, wow, you scored 50 on the Pop Warner team, right? So it's
okay,
like, congratulations. I think what you want to see is, and even to a certain extent, you have to be very mindful of what you're looking at when you see teams, when you see disparities in talent, because you're like, okay, is he going through his progressions? Is
right,
he reading the field? Is he going? Is you gotta fine tune, because we know we got the athletes. Okay, that's half the battle, is having the Jimmys and the Joes. But how does it look? Right? Where, what does it look like, and how does it function? Right? Like, do we have receivers that are making high point catches? Are they catching with their hands? Like, little things like that are the nuances where you try to find, because when you see guys catching with their body, but hey, listen, that ain't gonna work against Georgia's and Alabama. That stuff ain't gonna work all the time. So it works here because the athletes across from you are not trying to get beat by you. So they're going to give you a lot of room. They're going to make sure they just come up and make the tackle so you don't go 30 or 40 yards to the end zone, right? So it's all of that. It's going to be super conservative for them. So you're going to have easier windows and throws, but what does it look like going forward? And I just, oh no, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't be mad if y'all Bama's ran the ball 30 times. I ain't, because
listen, I want to see them go out there and just dominate in the trenches, and
yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at it at all. So here's the question I have: in light of the fact that, okay, feel like Auburn's going to win the game, the Vegas line in this is 47 and a half over under on that one, with excuse me, the spread is 47 and a half. The over under is 56 and a half. How likely is it that you feel like, number one, this game hits the over more than 57 points, or 57 or more points scored? And number two, will Auburn cover that 47 and a half point spread? It's a lot of points. A lot of points, 47 and a half. Mind you, the only two times that Auburn and Alabama A&M have played in the history, Auburn put up 50 plus in both of those games, with the last one being 55 to nothing.
I think quad gets you points.
Okay.
I think quad gets you points. I think I, I'm gonna take the over, because
Okay.
I think A&M. I think A&M might get you 7. I think it might be like 7 to 56 or 7 to 55, which makes it like what, 62 or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I would take the over in the total score. Is that the under for the cover? Is that the under for the spread?
It would mean that A&M would have covered the spread if you're going 55 to -7 gets you to 48. So you actually know Auburn would have covered in that situation if it
Yeah.
was
So I
55.
give
So
Auburn covering, and I think I take the over in total points. I think I think Kawhi gets you 3 to 7 points. I know that doesn't seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but I think if everything, because I know Maynard, if it gets out of hand pretty quickly, I'll tell you this, if they don't it's either going to score, they're gonna have one miracle drive in the first half and they score, and then it's a wrap, or it'll be like a garbage time 3 points, garbage time 7 points, or something like that. But I feel like something is going to get scored. Preferably, I would hope a miracle drive in the first half, because to me, that would mean more to me against a first or second team Auburn
Right.
than like a whole bunch of rig rags, like, hey, borderline players in the back half, walk ons, freshmen, and all that type of stuff. So
Yeah.
I'll take that. You kind of like what Georgia Tech did with Florida State, that response. They scored, and then, I mean, I'm not saying A&M is Georgia Tech, but just how Florida
Yeah.
State scored and then Georgia Tech responded. So if it's like a 7-7 Auburn A&M, that's a victory.
Yeah.
I don't care what no.
No, this is what we talked about. When you are in Auburn in this situation, and whoever it is, right? Week one for a lot of these teams in the SEC, it is going to be an SEC team versus an FCS team, right? You have to put them away early, because the more hope you give that team, the more they seem to start making plays, and then they pulling out trick plays and something crazy happens.
Yes.
And so yeah, this is why I said that the only way Auburn fans walk away from that stadium not disappointed, you gotta skull drag them, man. Like, you can't, it can't be close.
Yeah.
Cut like winning the game, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, we're one, but it's going to feel like a
Like a
loss.
loss.
Yeah,
And for A&M, it'll feel like
feel
a
like a victory.
victory,
Yeah,
because now if we've scored against the best of the best, or one of, in their eyes, FBS Power 5 and things like that, well, that's a springboard for their season, right?
right.
If they score and they get out the game healthy, so let's say y'all, it's first quarter, it's 7-10 Auburn, right? If I'm Maynard, I'm good. Like, we done scored 7 points against the first team Auburn. Halftime, I'm taking everybody out. Y'all can rip and run, do whatever, because I know we've battled. Right, we've withstood the storm in the first option. Now, how if it's 28-7 at half, maybe 28-10 or something like that. You're like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, after that, it's like you won. Like, you've won. If you've scored a touchdown on Auburn with your first team, I'm good. I'm out.
Yeah. Well, we will see what happens in this one. I'm looking forward to it. I will
Me
be
too.
down on the plains this weekend, checking this one out in person. So if y'all are down there as Auburn fans, come holler at your
No, you
boy.
gotta bring me back on. I want to hear your opinion of
Okay.
it live, full of. I'm gonna sit here and be like, what happened? Yeah,
Okay. All
I
right.
want to know what
Listen,
it looked like.
we can do that. I will look forward to coming back on. We can talk about this after the game is over with,
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
sure.
I'm a DVR it. Make sure, because there's a lot of stuff going on.
It's
So
a
I
lot.
I gotta make sure I got DVR that, and I'm gonna come back to it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ready.
All
Whenever
right.
you're ready, Ike, I'm ready.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. All right, man. We're gonna get out of here. One more time, Scotty, in case the people don't know, tell them where they can check out what you got going on.
Man, you can check this overgrown Kevin Hart on Off Script at YouTube. At Off Script at YouTube. All right, come over there and check us out, man. Talking HBCU sports, talk a little, little PWI, little PWI, but not too much. But we have a good time, man. With some fun and with some jokes and some games, man. So if you want to know some other side of the football, where the black people hang out at, come on over, man. We take all comers.
That's what's up, man. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to it, my guy. I will holler at y'all later, man. Y'all know y'all can check us out at the War Report on all of our social media, and I am TWR Ike Jones on Twitter. We're out of here. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel before you get out of here. Until the next time, and as always, War Eagle.